Yo, YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to another rendition of random places in America. Hopefully today's will be interesting and awe-inspiring and full of beauty and like insight. Yep. Because that's what we do here. We sell dreams. We sell inspiration and beauty. No. But welcome back. Today it is Sunday, November 23rd. You already know that because it probably says that. It's 9:30 in the morning. I got up around 7. I did my things, made breakfast, had an egg in a sandwich type situation. Had a cup of coffee. Probably gonna make more coffee. Don't work today. And yesterday, I show up to work. Keep in mind, it's a 20-minute drive to this building. And my car is high-key struggling. So I drove all the way out there and they tell me that they don't need me. I was like, I'm scheduled today. Like, I just go home or something. They're like, yeah, don't need you. So I guess my schedule is vibe based or whatever. But scheduled for tomorrow. Hopefully I can work it. We'll see. But hey, all of that to the side and let us explore the world, the internet, resources, information, ideas, people, places, and things. Let us indulge. Take it all the way down to the United States and make a decision based on aura. Does the name speak to me? I honestly, Exmoor in South Park. Damn. I kind of like Geary too. Dove Valley. I don't believe I've done Colorado. Man, South Park or Dove Valley? That's 50-50. That is 50-50. Oh, shoot. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna do South Park. Here we go. Let me scroll down. Bro, there's nothing here. There's no information. Let's check Dove Valley. There's literally no information. Let's work with what we can. South Park, Wyoming. I've been to Wyoming, but I don't believe I've been on this side of Wyoming. I was in Casper, and I'd been camping. As a youngin'. So where in Wyoming are we? Yeah, I've not been over here. I was over here. This is very isolated though, and literally sandwiched between two mountains. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's stick to the script. South Park is a census-designated place in Teton County. Population was 1,700 as of 2010. It's part of the Jackson, Wyoming, Idaho Micropolitan Statistical Area. The community does not have any connections with South Park, the show. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that was where my mind was going. That's a shame. As a matter of fact, let's just end the video. I'm kidding. no geography. I mean, really. This is a really disappointing after seeing it on the map because I feel like you could go off about the geography. I feel like you could write an essay on the geography. But no, they just got the coordinates. Demographics. 98% white. A little over 1% Native American. Ba-ba-bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, bum. An exact ratio. For every 100 females, there were 100 males. I've never seen that. Balance. The median income was 63,000. For a family, it was 70,000. That's really high. What are they doing out there? 3% of the population were below the poverty line. That's like so small. So yeah, all that. That's it. Maybe they have like a website. Surely they have a website. District 12, South Park, Teton County, Wyoming.gov. South Park. It's a PDF file. What is this? Conceptual future land use map. So how far into the future? It's a plan. It's an outline. Comprehensive plan. Oop. Shoot. I really don't feel like reading all of this because I'm not sure that it's relevant. Yeah, honest, let's not read that. Niche.com. Yeah, that should be an F, low-key. Dude, that's crazy. Bro. That's crazy. 1.6, that's insane. Ford. 22 million. When I was living in Montana, I knew this guy who lived in Wyoming, and I would visit his house, and it was literally like a mansion in desert, where as far as the eye can see in every direction, there's one road that just went off. And yeah, I remember on that mansion, they were like, there was construction, like they were building the mansion, making it bigger. But I remember being there. It was like 5 cars in the driveway. And at that time, I didn't register, like, oh, this is money. I was just like, damn, really cool place. But I look back and I'm like, pretty sure that guy, what he did for a living, what his dad, what he did for a living, was make, like, farm, like, tractors and stuff. Like, I believe he would make things, like, farm equipment, and then rent them, or I mean, lease them out to people. But yeah, man. I remember Wyoming being, like, so beautiful, but This is so expensive. This is just for the land. Look at that house. This is $1.3 million. 1.3 million. This little fucking ragdag tag. Bruh. 1.3 million. That's crazy. Yeah. Now I feel like I'm looking at some dude's house. Mm-mm. Nah. Nah. This $22 million house. To be fair, I mean, damn. Who's living out here? Kanye? Whose house is this? Nah, for real. Who is living out here? And what do they do for a living? My lord. It's gonna make me cry. I miss. My mom packed her bags and moved out to Wisconsin because she thought there'd be no opportunity out there. It's probably true. I'd probably end up on crack in a trailer park, but sometimes you just relish in stuff like this and you're like, this used to be normal, my day to day. Just me coping still till this day. See, I haven't been there in over 10 years. I'm 25. They have a golf course, a gated community art studio, wine cellar. 22 million. It's listed in Jackson. What do you do for a living? I don't understand life. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's beautiful though. I'm gonna say that. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's the golf course. It's the club, country club. Man, let's get some street view. Oh, gated community. The dude took a U-turn right here. I'm dead. Now what's it say? Stop here when raising kids. I should use a mouse when I do these videos. I'm always using my trackpad. Wonder if you guys could hear it clicking. But yeah, I mean, needless to say, Wyoming is gorgeous. Maybe the most gorgeous state. It's between Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and Montana. Shout out the Rockies. The most beautiful of beauty. Yeah, this area right here. In my experience. Sheesh, man. It's very close to Idaho. It is sandwiched between every national park. There's actually a lot of cities. Is this a city? Oh, wow. Moose Wills. Oh, Will Wilson. Okay. But there's no history on the place really. like how it started, like who founded South Park, right? Founded, but like who settled, like who was, all that stuff. Let's take it. Let's take it again. Another Google search. The I ICIS group, the ISIS group, the ICIS. Let's see about this. Welcome to South Park, a ranch-like community where locals live in Jackson Hole. Snake River. History and culture. South Park loaded. Okay, we know this. Um, the region is notable for its scenic beauty encompassed with the vast expanses of Wyoming. Native American cultures have thrived in this region for thousands of years. With European explorers and settlers arriving much later, Wyoming became a hub for frontiersmen and was integral in the push westward, including the establishment of trails and railroads that facilitated migration and trade. The state is renowned for its pioneering role in women's suffrage and for being home to the Yellowstone National Park, the first national park in the world, which epitomizes Wyoming's commitment to preserving natural beauty and wildlife. I didn't know that Wyoming had like a commitment to preserving national wildlife and such. Like, that's good. I love that. If I could have it my way, I would live out there with like a car or truck. Um, Again, though, there's really not a lot of history here. Probably have to learn about the Jackson history. But it doesn't even tell you like what year it was founded. I keep saying founded. I feel like that's like a term you use for a company, not a town. This town was founded in. I'm not sure that that's the right term. But come on, bro. They have no history. Airbnb. Yo, low-key, let's look at these. Just curious. For 5 nights, though, that's pretty good. Damn, though. Ugh. Expensive. Let me think about it. Let me think about this. Like, let's pull out a calculator. And let's take a $22 million home. Say you purchase it and you're going to try to pay your $100,000 a month payment. How much would you need to rent or lease your Airbnb for to make that? $100,000? That would be like 10 grand. No. Shoot, I don't even know what kind of math to do here because I'm so fried. But damn, dude, you would need to charge like 10,000 a night, maybe more. Like 10,000 times 30. That's 300k. Okay. Maybe you don't need to do 10,000, but you would need to do 1,000? 1,000? Times 30. I mean, this is stupid, guys, but be only 30,000, obviously. So, I mean, shoot, you could probably, that could be your hustle. $5,000 for 5 nights, so about $1,000 a night. $1,000 a night, make 30K in a month. That doesn't even come close to the monthly lease payment. Oh my god. What do you guys do for a living, for real? Look at that though. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Yo, 7 years hosting a super host. Oh shit. Does it raise in price if you have two? No. No, you're good. Let's peep though. I mean, I might actually. They have a pool and amenities. And a gorgeous view. I see it's like a log cabin. It's for 5 nights. I feel like that's a good deal. I mean, you still have to pay for the ticket and transportation and stuff. But South Park, man, known for its beauty, its scenery. But again, though, not a lot of history. Like, it kind of sucks. Is a historic area known for homesteading status, gateway to national parks like Yellowstone and Grand Teton. Second. Okay, in the late 1800s, just by pioneers, just people, I guess, farming community developed using dry farming techniques and grazing cattle in the nearby Gross Venture Mountains. Became a center for raising hay. In 1927, Kelly flood led to the creation of Miracle Springs, which provided water for irrigation. Temporarily, though. Because that'll dry up, I feel like, within a year. What? I feel like a few homesteads remain. One family still living on the land has been passed down through generations. That area is known for its historical significance. Real low-key community. Hella fucking rich. Maybe the most beautiful towns that I've come across. Jackson Hole's first school days. What website is this? Built in 1896 in South Park, the school was a promise made by Sylvester Wilson, who threatened to move back to Idaho if she could not procure an education for her children. I see. It's like in the late 1800s, early 1900s. I'm dead. Does South Park Landing look like in the future? On any given hot summer day, South Park Landing rivals Sheep Gulch as one of the busiest boat ramps on the Snake River. Really? Because I thought that river literally went across the entire US. My bad. Snake River. Get a visualization. Or not. Or yeah, don't. No, here it is. It's called the River. Snake River. I guess not though. It really only goes a couple states. Okay, so of these towns here, it is the busiest boat depot. But you would think it'd be up here though. In Washington, you would think. Why in South Park? Like, what's. South Park Landing is owned by the Borough of Land Management. Are you aware that only half of South Park Landing is developed to its full potential? What the fuck? What are they selling me? Uh, this must have something to do with that planning thing that we were looking at before. That PDF. This is boring. Don't care. Disc. Really nothing here. Somebody tell me how to be a multi-millionaire so that I can afford a home in Wyoming. Somebody just in the comments, if you could, just tell me how to become a multi-millionaire. I deadass just want to know what people do there. There's really no way of knowing though. Nature being sacrificed? Can natural character of South Jackson Hole endure without limits on people? Claims that community must grow to fix the affordable housing crisis are not only based on faulty logic, but are destroying Valley's beloved sense of place. Whoa, this is hot. This is steamy. This is like divisive. Well, this is touching on a lot. So, yeah, based on the headline, basically, like saying, if we're to build a bunch of affordable housing because people can't afford $5,000 a night or whatever, then it's going to infract on the natural beauty of the land because you'll need plumbing, you'll need power grid, you'll need, roads and businesses to accommodate the people. So that is a really interesting problem that I don't know how to solve. Like, you do want to preserve the natural beauty, but at the same time, the people that were born and raised there have to live. But let's pretend like I'm the mayor of this town and I have to make this decision right here, right now, with no critical thinking. I would tell them probably to move and give them money to move. Give them like $10,000 to relocate it or something. Because there can't be that many people there that need affordable housing. It's probably like it's probably a couple hundred people. Give them all $10,000 because I know your GDPs can afford that. Otherwise, you gotta build the affordable housing. 97% public land. Millions visit and dream of having a place here. With all this beauty, there's going to be a dark side. It's a place where millionaires and billionaires are driving out the middle class. Wealthy transplants and remote workers are attracted by the state's tax shelters as well as the scenery. They've made Teton County the wealthiest of the 3,000 counties and parishes in the United States. What? Fully 50% higher than the next richest, the borough of Manhattan in New York City. Whoa, it's actually the richest in America, more than New York. So if you're looking for property, you'd have a easier time buying a building in New York, Manhattan, than in Wyoming. That's crazy. Home prices now average more than 5 million, perhaps 6 million by the time you read this. Well, from what we saw, in the midst of all this distinctiveness, Jackson and Denton County is also symbolic of the future of the American West. It's a future that will be shaped by limit. I don't know what that means. A limited space to develop has caused a housing shortage for the folks who work in restaurants and backpacking stores. Regular ass people. Oh, what are these millionaires and billionaires doing for a living? Dead ass. The land has a storied history. The area was homesteaded. Right. Wait a second. The man whose photos of starving elk in Jackson Hole led to the creation of the National Elk Refuge in 1912. Let's take a look at this picture. Yeah. Elk. Picture. Starving elk. Whoa. Wow. That's in Wyoming. You guys ever seen that one photo? Whew. These are skulls. And look at how they're stacked perfectly. I think it was estimated to be like somewhere between hundreds of thousands. I think millions. But yeah, man. We don't really see elk like that anymore. We don't see anything like this anymore. And the reason is so that now you could look at this photo. You put a bunch of walls or a gate around it, fluorescent lighting, and then like make it a farm, and then they can exist in the world. But they can't exist like this, running about and stuff, because that's free food. Like, that's autonomy for people in America. That's not good, because it needs to be profit incentive. And that's the story of this pile here, is that to starve out the Native Americans, murked every bison in America, like, or for the most part, like, in the upper regions, starved out the Native Americans, killed all the natural wildlife, and then killed all the fruit-bearing trees. And to this day, they only plant, I believe it is the male species of tree. So yeah. How about that? So that guy he homesteaded South Park. And that led to the creation of National Elk Refuge. He then sold the land to Bruce Porter, and his descendants wants to develop some of the still working cattle ranch into a combination of market-based and affordable housing. At first glance, the controversy seems manageable. Landowners have private property rights, and the community needs more affordable housing. The current plan tries to balance these interests. It would set aside 70% of the new units for affordable housing in exchange for new zoning, which would allow 30% of the units to be sold at market rates. meaning like $1 million. The property owners make money and the community gains affordable housing. It seems like a pretty good deal. But when we think through the logic of this situation, things start to get foggy. As land use planners pondering growth issues, growth recreates the problems that it's meant to solve. The process is called induced demand. Induced demand, the phenomenon where the construction of new roads leads to an increase in the number of vehicles. Yeah, growth incentivizes growth. Innovation incentivizes innovation. The classic case is transportation. Traffic is bad, so you expand the roads, which makes the commute quicker, which encourages more people to commute from further out, which makes traffic bad again. Northern South Park in Jackson Hole would add 1,500 units on the south side of 2 lanes of High School Road in a county with 6,000 dwelling, 25% increase. Now imagine that on average there would be 2.5 people per unit. That's 3,500 people. Now let's guess that there would be 2 cars for every 3 people. That would put an additional 2,300 cars on the road making daily trips. In a town whose current population is about 10,000, where there are already wicked traffic congestion problems. Northern South Park in Jackson Hole would add 1,500 units on the south side of the 2 lanes of High School Road in a county with 60, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I mean, shit, that's bad. Also, by the way, whoever wrote this, I like this one. Like, I like the way that it's written. Love it. This development would put pressure on the authorities to widen the main access of the road. With a turning lane, it would become 5 lanes. This would involve years of disruption during the string. Okay, considerable cost. When it's done, what will we have? A road more suited for Atlanta than Teton County. I see. So they're trying to... Yeah. That's tough. That's a tough situation. Shit. I don't know what I would do. If I were a millionaire living there, I'd be like, fuck them poor people. I'd be like, let's keep this shit vibes. Like, let's maintain the atmosphere and the beauty. Because that's what I'm paying millions for. But if I were a regular person working at the bike shop or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, dude, affordable housing all the way. Fuck, like, who cares about traffic, etc. It's like, I need to survive. Like, that's just tough. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. Yeah, I'm not gonna read the full article. Oh, I guess. A dead moose killed by collision with a vehicle. Yeah, I guess it's an example of what, like, if Wyoming or Teton County were to become like a city, but isn't that what capitalism is? Like, growth potential. I respect Wyoming for trying to preserve it, but that's not what the system's designed to do. Yeah. I would say pay all the poor people to move. Oh shit. I guess I'll leave it at that. Another day, another town. South Park, Wyoming. This was interesting, insightful. I did learn. And yeah. That is all. Thank you, as always, and goodbye. Bye 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 bye.